we'll get started. We're just going to start in a seat today. So whatever seat feels comfortable for you. If you're happy just sitting cross-legged, if you want to sit on a blanket or a block on your knees, whatever feels good for you guys. Just find a nice, comfortable seat. Rest the hands either in the lap or on the knees. And then just close down the eyes. And start to take a couple of deep breaths. You might like to start by taking a couple of breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Just releasing whatever you're holding on to, whatever your day brought you. Creating a bit of space in the body, the mind, so that you can arrive in your practice. Send to yourself. And just bringing the awareness into the breath. Making each breath a little bit longer than the last. Not necessarily forcing the breath in any way, but just guiding it, creating a bit more expansion, right from the belly up through the ribs into the heart. And feeling that length through the spine and up through the crown of the head on every inhale. And a real softening of the body as you exhale. And the torso, ribs, belly, chest drawing back in, the sit bones grounding. And noticing the little moments in between each breath. And seeing if bit by bit you can release whatever your day has left you with. If you have any particular kind of energy, a mood, maybe your breath or your mind feels busy. We'll take a few more breaths here. And take one more breath now. And then keeping the eyes closed down, just inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. 2 more like this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Allowing the body, the mind to feel connected. Nothing else outside of your space to distract you. And let this practice just create a space for you to be present, to surrender and move freely. And then we'll slowly soften the gaze, allow the eyes to open. And just come over onto hands and knees, and we'll start in a wide-legged child's pose this evening. So bringing toes together, knees nice and wide. And pressing the buttocks back over the heels, extending the arms long, and allowing the forehead to rest down onto your mat or onto a block if you need to. Feel even more length through the extension of the arms. The gentle opening of the hips. And the calming of the nervous system. Take one more breath here. And inhale, walking hands over to the right hand side, in line with the shoulders. Exhale, folding over toward the right knee. And plugging back through the left hip, opening the left side body. Taking 3 more breaths here. Two more. One more breath. Inhale, walking hands over to the left hand side. And exhale, folding over toward the left knee. Softening back with the right hip. And the fingertips nice and extended out from the arms. Two more breaths here. One more. Inhale, walking the hands back to center. Just taking an exhale here. Inhale to sit back onto the heels and bring the knees back together. We'll just interlace the fingers and then stretch them out away from the body. Drop the chin down toward the chest. And pressing the palms away from you. One more breath here. And inhale, taking the arms up overhead, palms still facing up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the arms. And just lean over to the right hand side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, leaning over to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, release the hands, interlace the hands behind the back now. And inhale, extend the arms, puff the chest. Exhale, fold forward over the knees. Notice if the shoulders come up towards the ears or maybe roll in. Try to imagine you're rolling the shoulders back and open and stretching the arms away from the back. Take one more breath here. Inhale, lifting back up, release the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward to child's pose. Inhale, round the spine, come up into your cat pose. And then drop the hips forward into a cobra pose. Lift the chest through. Take an inhale, press back around the spine. Exhale, back into child's pose. Inhale, lifting up through cat, round the spine. And exhale, drop the hips, lift the chest through to cobra. Inhale, back through cat, round the spine. Exhale, down to child's. One more, inhale, round the spine, come up. Exhale, drop the hips, lift the chest through the arms. Inhale, press back around the spine. And exhale, back to child's. Inhale, come up into your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, and we're going to come into a high plank. So walk the hands wherever you need to so they're underneath the shoulders. Create nice length through the spine. Take one breath in here. Exhale, drop the knees, lower down to the belly. Elbows stay in. Inhale, press up, lift the chest, cobra. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the toes back into a downward dog. You can take a couple of moments here just to pedal out the heels. Take any little movements that you need to open up the body. Create a bit more space and length. And take a couple more breaths here. Firming through the hands, finding a little bit of stillness, extending through the back of the legs. Take one more breath here. And then inhale high onto the tippy toes, walk the feet in toward the hands. Feet hip distance apart, nice bend in the knees, catch the opposite elbow creases and come into a ragdoll. Just let the upper body hang over the legs. Let the belly rest on the thighs. And if you'd like to, you can sway from side to side, shifting the weight from one foot to the other. Shake or nod the head, whatever helps. Open and loosen the body. And slowly come back to center, release the arms. And keep the bend in the knees as you roll all the way up to standing. Gently letting the head arrive last. And then rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest out. Firm the belly, firm through the feet. And inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into a plank. Take a breath in, shoulders over wrists. And exhale, your choice, chaturanga, or drop the knees to the mat and bend the elbows by the ribs. Inhale, lift through baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, whatever feels good. Exhale, round the spine, press back into a downward dog. Three breaths. Strong arms, connection not just with the heel of the hand, but the fingers, the knuckles. Two more breaths. Broadening the shoulder blades. One more breath. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale, walk, step, hop to the top of the mat. Take a half lift. Extend the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Gaze to the thumbs. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge from the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to a plank. Take a breath in, really firm through the belly, the shoulders. And exhale, chaturanga, or drop the knees if you need to. And just bend the elbows. Inhale through into cobra or up dog. Chest through. Exhale, back to downward dog. Using the belly, the core to move you. Take three more breaths. Wrapping the inner thighs in and back. And spiraling the biceps up and the triceps under to broaden across the back of the shoulders. One more breath. Inhale, walk, step or hop to the top of the mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Bring the toes together, the heels slightly apart. And then inhale, bend the knees, scoop the earth into chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, straighten the legs out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back and lower through your version of Chaturanga. Dropping the knees if you need to. Keep the elbows in. And inhale, draw the chest through into your up dog or cobra. Exhale, use the core, press back to down dog. One breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, step it between the hands. You can hop it forward if you need to get that extra length. And then ground that left heel down for warrior one. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, hold here. Firm through the belly, drop the tailbone. And peel that left hip forward, lifting through the back, inner thigh. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down to frame the foot. Inhale, step back into your plank. And exhale, Chaturanga, dropping the knees if you need. Inhale, drive the chest through, upward dog or cobra, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, back to down dog. Take one breath here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. And ground that right heel down on a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead to your warrior one. And exhale, hold here. Nice bend in that front knee. Dragging the right hip forward. And keeping the belly engaged. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down onto the mat. Inhale, high plank. And exhale, Chaturanga. Knees drop if you need. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. We'll take 5 breaths here. Option to drop into your child's pose if you prefer. 4 more breaths here. Find length through the spine, right up through the crown of the head. 3 more breaths. Lengthening out the back of the legs. 1 more breath. Inhale, everyone dropping knees to mat. And bring the toes together, knees nice and wide, and exhale, press back into child's pose. Connect the forehead to the earth. Give yourself an opportunity to rediscover the breath. To release any distractions or thoughts. We'll take 1 more breath here. Inhale, coming back up into tabletop. Knees back under the hips. Tuck the toes and exhale to your downward dog. Take 1 breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And exhale, step between the hands. Ground the left heel down. And inhale back into warrior one, lift the arms up. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, straighten the arms, puff the chest. And exhale, lowering the chest down over that right knee on the inside if you can go further down. But only go as far as you feel comfortable and keep rolling the shoulders back and keeping the chest open. Strength through the legs. 2 more breaths here. Humble warrior. 1 more breath. Inhale, release the arms back overhead, lift the chest. And exhale, frame the foot. Inhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right foot. And take a half lift. Exhale, folding forward. Make sure the toes are together, heels slightly apart. And inhale, bend the knees, scoop the earth into chair. Exhale, lifting all the way up, hands to heart. Inhale, bend the knees, scoop the earth, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, find the earth, then straighten the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back and lower through your version of chaturanga. Option to drop the knees. Inhale, lift the chest, up dog or cobra. And exhale, back into downward dog. Take 1 breath here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Ground the right heel down. Inhale up into your warrior one, lift the arms overhead. And exhale, interlace hands behind the back. Inhale, straighten the arms, roll the shoulders and chest open. And exhale, fold forward. As far as feels comfortable so that you keep the legs nice and strong. But dipping the chest on the inside of that knee if you can. Lifting through the inner thigh, inner arch of the back foot. 2 more breaths. Stretching the arms high. 1 more breath. Beautiful work. Inhale, come back up, lift the arms overhead. And exhale, frame the foot. Inhale, step the right foot forward to meet the left, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Toes together. Inhale, bend the knees, scoop the earth into chair, Utkatasana. And exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. Close down the eyes for a moment. Feel the breath in the body. Feel all 4 corners of the feet earthed into the ground. And the belly supporting your core, your foundation. Take 1 more breath here. Softening the gaze. And we'll inhale, bend the knees, scoop the earth into your chair. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, take the arms behind. Legs stay still. Inhale, lift to chair. Engage the belly. Exhale, fold forward. Option to come up onto your toes if you want to challenge. Inhale, ground the heels back to chair. Exhale, fold forward onto toes if you like. 2 more. Inhale, lift to chair. Exhale, arms behind, drinking bird. 1 more. Inhale, chair. Exhale, arms behind. Inhale, lift back into chair. Exhale, fold all the way down. Straighten the legs back out. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. And lower through your chaturanga. Inhale through to up dog or cobra. Let the chest come through the arms. Exhale back to down dog. 5 breaths here now. Your choice, stay in downward dog, drop into your child's pose. Or if you would like another challenge, you can drop down onto the forearms and come into your forearm dog. Three more breaths here. If you're on your forearms, walking the toes a little closer towards you and pressing the chest through toward the thighs. Two more breaths. Strong through the arms. One more breath. All together, inhale, drop the knees to the mat. Toes together, knees wide. Exhale, press back, wide-legged child's pose. And take a couple more breaths, just resting here. You might prefer to take the arms behind or even through the legs and out toward the feet. Rest one cheek on the mat. Feel every breath, let you soften a little more. Just taking one more breath here. And then very slowly making your way back into your tabletop. Making sure the knees and the hips are nice and stacked. Then deciding to walk the arms out in front so you can drop the chest and the chin down to the mat. It'll be a nice opening for the heart, but making sure that your hips and knees stay stacked. Keep softening the chest here. Three more breaths. Last breath. And then on your inhale, lift from the upper back and come over onto the hands and lower down onto the forearms into your Sphinx pose. And so the shoulders will stack over the elbows, the fingertips will grip the earth in front of you. And you'll pull the energy back through the arms so the chest can drive through. And the spine can lengthen up out of the crown. Closing the eyes if you would like to. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. And keeping all 10 toes connected to the mat. Keep firming down through the forearms to elevate the spine and the chest. 3 more breaths. Two more. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the belly. Cross the hands underneath the forehead and just soften the forehead down for a moment. Allow the spine to neutralize. Giving the nervous system a chance to slow down, the energy to settle as we start to roll into the more restorative half of our practice. Just taking one more breath here. From here, we're going to take our right knee out to the side in a right angle from the body. So it'll come straight out from the hip, and then the ankle will stay in line with the knee going backwards. Little flapping fish. Then we're going to walk the hands and the upper body over towards that right knee to stretch out the left side of the body. And rest the forehead down on the hands. When you've gone as far as you can go, as far as feels comfortable. Scan through the body, notice any tension that you're still carrying. Maybe in the shoulders, the muscles in the face, the tightness in the jaw, or even a resistance in the muscles that you're trying to lengthen. Just breathe into the body, soften wherever you can. We'll take a few more breaths here. One more breath here. And keeping the right knee where it is, we're going to thread the left arm over to the right hand side. So it'll come underneath the body and the palm will stay up. And then we're going to start to roll. So the right arm goes back over to the left hand side. We open up toward the ceiling. It's a bit of a spinal twist. And that twists the body all the way through the arms. Opens the chest. Stretches out through the muscles in the front of the chest. Soften the arms. Let the weight of the arms press back down into the earth. And if it's too strong on that right shoulder opening this way, you can take the right hand just to the back of the head. Still opens the chest in the same shape, but it's less pressure on the shoulder. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. Two more. One more breath. slowly inhale, roll back onto the belly. Bring the left arm back across, bring the right knee back into the body. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take the left knee out to the left in a nice right angle. And then start to walk the upper body, the arms over toward the left knee until you feel a stretch through the right side of the body. You can rest the forehead down onto the hands. Try and focus on the breath and the sensations in the body. And the different senses you can notice, sounds, smells, feelings of clothing, floor, on the skin. And finding some acceptance for wherever you're at. If there's loud noises in your house, pets, children, TV. Seeing if you can find some gratitude with every distraction that you have. And surrender to where you're at rather than fight it with resistance. Keep softening the body, softening the mind, the breath. A few more breaths here. One more breath. Leaving the knee where it is, threading the right arm underneath the body to the left-hand side, palm facing up. And then opening the left arm back behind you as you bring out the spine and open the chest out. If you need to, taking that left hand to the back of the head to relieve some pressure on the shoulder. Each time you notice any kind of thought coming into the mind, whether it be about your day, the future, what you're having for dinner, or if it's about the pose, when will it end? Why is it so quiet? Just gently guide yourself back to the breath. The steady inhales and exhales. Take one more breath here. And gently rolling back onto the belly. Slowly bringing the arms back in front of the body, the left leg back in to meet the right. And then we'll just slowly press up onto our hands and knees. Bring the toes together, knees wide. And come back into a wide-legged child's pose. And you can just stay like this. If you have a blanket or a pillow or something you'd like to roll up and place underneath you for some extra support, you can. Otherwise, just resting the forehead down. Arms can be forward or back, whatever feels good. And just allowing the body to do whatever it needs to. Certain poses don't feel as good, you can do something else. This is your own practice. It's important for us to make each practice important and beneficial and soothing for our bodies, our minds. Not worrying about what anyone else is doing, or whether it looks right or not. And take one more breath here. And inhale, thread the right arm underneath the left. And drop the right ear down to the mat or a block, or a blanket, pillow. And taking 3 more breaths here. One more breath here. Inhale, extend the right arm back out in front. And exhale, thread left arm under right, drop the left ear down to the mat, a blanket, a pillow, whatever feels comfortable. One more breath. Inhale, extend the left arm back out. And take an exhale here. And inhale, coming up onto the forearms now. And you can either stay in kind of like a wide child's with the legs, or you can start to take the feet out so that they're in line with the knees and widen the knees out a little more into a frog pose. So you don't have to go particularly far, but the further down you go, the further the knees go out, the more you'll feel it. And then instead of keeping all of the weight on the forearms, you can start to shift the weight back into the hips. It's fairly strong, so be careful, be gentle on the body. And if it gets too much, you can bring the toes back together. Knowing that you can come in and out of each pose. You don't have to stay here the whole time if it doesn't feel comfortable or at least somewhat easy. It gives you some kind of rest or ease. And just keep breathing through it. Stay here for another 5 breaths. Letting your attention stay with the breath. Every inhale, every exhale. One more breath. To come out of your frog, shift the weight forward into the forearms. Take some pressure out of the legs. And then walk the knees back in under the hips. And just press back into a closed leg child's pose for a moment. Take the arms out behind and rest the forehead down to the mat. And just take 5 breaths here. 4 more breaths. 3. 2 more. And 1. And slowly sit back onto the heels. And then just roll out to one side and bring the legs around in front. We'll bring the left foot to the right inner thigh. Take a breath in, sit nice and tall. And exhale, gently fold over that right leg. Not trying to get our nose to our knee today, just soften wherever you find yourself. If you have some kind of block, blanket, pillow, you can rest under the forearms to support you. Maybe the forearms reach the mat. Less worry about how long our spine is. Just gently opening the back of that right leg. Five more breaths here. Letting each breath soften you a little more. Surrender into the pose. Last breath here. Inhale, sitting back up, gentle on the spine. Exhale, lengthen the left leg, bring the right foot to the left, inner thigh now. And take a breath in, sit tall. And exhale, gently fold over that left leg. Bolster yourself up with any props if you need to, any cushioning support. And then just release. A natural tendency when holding poses, especially muscles that are tight, is to tense up and resist them. So while you're here, just scan through the body again. Find any more hidden sources of tension. Anywhere that's still holding on or unable to let go. Take 2 more breaths here. One more. And slowly inhale, sitting back up. Take the right leg long. We're just going to come all the way down onto our backs. Making your way down onto the floor. And before we finish, just taking the feet straight up towards the ceiling. If you have a blanket or a block or some kind of cushioning, you can take it underneath the lower back or the sacrum for a bit of extra height before taking the legs up. But if not, just let the legs lift up, the energy drain back down towards the heart, the arms to open, and the chest to soften and broaden. Soften through the belly. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Two more breaths here. One more breath. Slowly bring the feet back down to earth. Remove any props that you were using and just let the legs go all the way long. And setting yourself up for your final rest, your Shavasana. If you need to grab any extra layers of clothing, blankets, pillows. If you have a tight lower back, you can take some kind of cushioning under the knees to support you. Maybe you want to hit the lights, set the mood a little. And then whenever you arrive in your Shavasana, just let your eyes close down. Feel the weight of the body start to get heavy. Let the breath fall into an easy, natural rhythm. As you let go of control of all the muscles that have been tensed or worked out today. Stretched, lengthened. Let go of the tension in the shoulders, the jaw. The way we carry stress and emotion in the brow, the muscles around the eyes, even the cheeks, the mouth. Let the spine find its natural curve. And all the muscles in the back start to release. Get heavy through the hips and pelvis. Let the legs gently roll open. And soften every muscle right down to the ankles and toes. And there is nowhere else that you need to be. Nothing else required of you. No thoughts, distractions, demands. You're simply able to be, to find peace in the stillness. And a deep restorative rest. And I encourage you to stay here as long as you like now. Each of us lucky enough to be in our own homes. There's no rush, no class coming in after us. So just give yourself an extra few minutes if you can to stay here a little longer. This class, this meeting, this call will end automatically, so you can stay exactly where you are. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you all again soon. With love and gratitude. Namaste.